James Gaskell, we're here to preview the game with Ulster this weekend. How are you seeing things?
I think a lot of it is sort of a bit of redemption from last weekend. I think as a group of players we've got a lot to prove. You know, we were obviously very disappointed after last weekend. I think that was the most good I've seen the lads since probably the Prem final last year. So it meant a lot to us, it hurt a lot, and you know, it's a chance to get back out on the pitch, right a few wrongs, and mathematically there's still the possibility to go through, but ultimately we've got to win a game of rugby and make sure we play some good stuff. And
I guess it's a bit of an old adage, it's a Clive Woodward, isn't it? You can only control what you can control, which is 5 points from our game.
Yeah, you know, I think the first thing for us is making sure we get a performance. The second thing is going for a win, and then if there's the opportunity to then chase bonus points, and that's what we do. But you know, ultimately it is making sure that that first 10-15 minutes we right a few wrongs and we build on that and see where we get to.
And give us some insight to the work that's been done this week to go back and look at the things from last weekend and to try to correct some of the, particularly I guess some of the defensive stuff.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing from the first day back has been making sure we're honest and accountable for what we did. It's nothing down to how the coaches prepared us and all that, it's down to ultimately the 15 or 23 that were on the pitch last weekend and making bad decisions at crucial times. And you know, I think, you know, anyone watching probably thought we did enough to win the game. You know, when we actually attacked well, we kept ball, we looked really sharp, and it was just errors that let them back into it at crucial moments just before half time. We conceded 2 tries, last 10 minutes we conceded 2 tries, and they've been periods previously where we've been quite strong. So yeah, no, I think the biggest thing has been accountability and boys putting their hands up and saying that was my mistake, I'll make sure I'll get it right, and we'll do that on the training pitch in the next few days.
And looking ahead to the opposition at the weekend, it's interesting in a way in that 3 of the 4 teams, if the results go the right way, could still win the pool, and Ulster go into the weekend in pole position. Clearly they beat us in round 1 as well. What are your thoughts on the opposition?
You know, they're a strong Irish team. I think, you know, you look at all the provinces at the minute, they're playing some great stuff, and you know, they're causing a lot of problems elsewhere. So, you know, we know the challenges ahead. You look at some of the big boys in their pack. Henderson's ran that line out really well. Rory Best is obviously an inspirational leader for them, and their backline's full of threats. So we know the challenges coming. We know what to expect. But again, this week is about us and making sure that we prepare well, we perform well, and we know that if we perform to where we want to be, we're going to cause problems, and let's hope it's enough problems on the day.
And Charles Piatow obviously making a return to the Ricoh as well. A lot of the fans will be pleased to see him back, but I guess from your perspective, you're looking forward to seeing him after the game more than on the pitch.
Yeah, Charlie's he's a great boy, he's a great player, and you know, we've got a lot of respect for him. We've seen firsthand what he can do to teams if you don't get it right. You know, we've got to make sure we give him no space. We don't let him sort of get that space with poor kicks or poor line chases. So yeah, we know what he can bring, but we're going to do everything we can to make sure we can nullify that on the day.
And so obviously from our viewpoint then, as you say, it's very much a staged process. It's about performance initially, and then about really trying to win the game before thinking any further. At what point would you maybe start to think about a bonus point typically?
Well, the biggest one is getting to half time and making sure that you're either in the game or just in front, and then it's that first 20 minutes after half time that's the critical point. You know, one team traditionally kicks on in that period, and if you can be the team that does it, you're going into the last 20 and you look at the situation, whether you need to kick points or goals or whether you've got the freedom to sort of go to the corner and look to drive, and that'll be made by the leaders on the group, whether it's Joey or Sips or Dan and Joe. So, you know, they're the boys that we trust in the decisions, and I think all year they've made the right decisions.
Lovely. Thanks for your time.
Lovely.